Welcome back, everybody. Episode 3 of season 7. I think that's correct, right, Keith?
Yes, Daniel.
Welcome into the studio, my co-host, Keith Carter.
Hi, everybody.
And our on-time producer today, Root Beer.
Hi.
She was on time, everybody. I know that was a big issue last week. And I got a lot of heat because everybody that listened, all my national listeners, were very mad at how mean I was to you.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need an on-air apology. Yeah. So I'm sorry, but don't be late. But accountability, Keith. She showed up on time today.
Yeah, she did.
She even gave herself time to get a coffee.
I did.
Yeah.
Early even.
Yeah. Well, what time should you be here for a 10 o'clock podcast? Takes you a half hour to set up.
It depends on what the room looks like.
9:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our guest this week, An. Say hello, An.
Hello.
So exciting.
I
On
know.
An has been working at crowd lending for 18 months?
6 years.
No, I
A
thought
little
it
bit over almost 2 years.
almost 2 years.
Yeah, I think 1 year and 8 months.
Okay, so that makes your anniversary, your crowd lending anniversary, what? What are we in now? We're in April, so that'll be August?
Actually, July.
Oh,
my bad.
closer than
Yeah.
you think.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
2 years.
I know.
Crazy. Keith, how long have you been with crowd lending?
Since inception, really.
Nah.
But I mean, honestly, that's. But on the payroll, probably is it 4? Going on 4 years? 5?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Getting some longevity with our employees here. So we'll get to An. Of course, we've got to talk about a few things before that. And last week we were on sort of the cell phone etiquette, right? So if you respond, and I don't want to give this away, but if someone sends you a message and you want to respond yes, what do you type? Like, what's short for yes? And how do you type it on your phone?
Depends who I'm talking to.
Yes. YES.
Okay, but not if, like, what would be slang for yes?
A thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay. What do you got?
Yup with an exclamation.
Okay. So yup. How do you spell that?
YUP?
Okay. How do you spell it on your phone when you text me back?
Yup.
Yeah.
I would spell it.
No. So here's my issue. Okay, because you guys aren't really falling into my trap. Okay. Some people type it YEP
That's
Yep.
yip.
versus YUP. I get that a lot. Do you guys get that?
Yeah. It's different degrees of yes.
No.
It is. It is like so. You know when you won't. If someone asks you a question and you're annoyed and you respond with sure.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh shit, sure. You
Yeah.
never say that. So if it's yep or yup, it's different degrees of how they're feeling.
So you're saying that I need to read the emotion into the YEP.
Yes.
Yeah.
An's nodding her head over here. Do you
Yeah.
agree with that?
Yeah.
So you use both?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
Because
Yup.
I only use one. I use yup.
I've never said yep.
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 Because it's yep.
Craigie uses yip.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the sort of, and he doesn't listen, so I can say whatever I want about him. But he's the impetus behind this
Oh, is he?
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It's not a word.
Yep.
I would actually pronounce it yep.
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 So that has a meaning to it.
I think it does. Yes. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Yep.
Here we go again with using the word to define the word. Yeah, you're saying it means like, yeah, I'll like leave me alone. I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it does. It's a more aggressive yup.
It's like a get away from me. Yep.
I think so. Well, with Craig it might be different because he uses it all the time.
Right. I think his phone defaults to it.
It might.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, sometimes your phone,
Autocorrect.
yeah, autocorrects. I think his autocorrects to that. Yep.
I feel like it's said with an eye roll. Like, yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually think the opposite. Like it's like a happier.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
No, I think that's why.
I love that
see-
perspective on life, right? That's amazing. Talk about completely different. We're like, yeah, if you use yep, you're a complete jerk. Can't stand you. You eye roll. She's like, oh no, it means it's wonderful.
Yeah, it's like happier.
Yeah.
Then yep. To me, yep is like more serious
Okay.
compared to yep.
What if it comes with an exclamation point?
Yep.
Yep.
You're gonna be there. Yep.
Yeah.
Exclamation points are way overused.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there should never be an exclamation point in a business email.
Note to self.
You should never be like, it closed. Yep. Like,
I go back and reread all of my emails and I delete exclamation points.
Do you-
There's too many. Yeah.
too many.
3 is my limit. Yeah. Oh, there's at least 1 in every email I send.
Exclamation points.
Yes.
I don't
Oh.
think they should be in any email.
I'm like that with commas. I use commas everywhere
really?
because in my head I'm stopping the thought. So I'm
Yeah, but
thinking,
that's because you stutter.
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, a lot of
I'll-
your words have commas in them.
Someone has actually said to me, "You use too many commas in how you write."
Really?
Yeah. If you look, I use commas everywhere, everywhere.
So calm down on the commas.
I know,
Take your exclamation points out of.
but I didn't think of it because of the stuttering.
Maybe that's how your
It's a
brain.
natural pause.
You know what? So staying on cell phone etiquette. You know what drives me crazy, like batshit crazy, is when I'm on my phone and someone's looking at my phone over my shoulder.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like if I'm scrolling
No way.
and someone rolls up, it's usually one of my family members. It's usually my son, and he's like, "Oh, show me that again." I'm like, "No, bro, I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah.
You want to look at your phone? Go look at your phone."
Hate it.
How do you feel about that, on?
I would get upset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's aggravating.
Yeah. No, even with my boyfriend, whenever I'm on my phone and he was like, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I hate that.
"Mind your own business."
Yeah,
man."
but I think, yeah, exactly. Mind your own business. Don't be worried about what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
Yep. For sure.
Yep.
Little podcast shout out that I've been listening to lately.
Okay.
History Daily, it's called.
Shocking.
So it and you know what it's like, history is made daily. It's a great podcast. It's
actually-
like 30 minutes.
I thought of you the other day. I was scrolling through Twitter and there was a handle, history something. I'm like, oh, this is. I'll find it. But
Yeah,
it was-
find it. I like history.
I
Do you
know
like history, on?
No.
No.
I do not.
No. You like cats. We'll get into that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, love cat.
But not history.
No.
Oh. What about the history of cats?
Maybe.
I might like that.
Yeah.
Send me that podcast. So anyway, this podcast is literally every day, like today on April 7th, whatever happened that particular day. Obviously some days are more dramatic than others, but like it's just a really cool podcast. It's only about 15, 20 minutes. Listen to it on the ride in and you're like, oh, it's a nice historic day today that you can start your day with a little history. Because I can't listen to WBZ anymore because my family ruined that for me. What do you listen to on the car ride in, on?
Just music.
Oh, like what kind?
EDM, headbanger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And is that on Spotify? Spotify.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like Pandora is like old people and Spotify's young people.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you on?
Pandora.
Yeah, exactly. On, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, 27. So she's a young person. So she's on Spotify. Old people, me, you, are on Pandora. What are you on?
Spotify.
Hanging on to that youth.
Whoa, you're barely holding on there.
String.
Yeah. So don't look at my phone and listen to a nice History Daily podcast. Keith, you got any jokes?
I do.
Yeah.
Yep, I do. I do. We're gonna. We'll start off slow.
I feel like we should clean it up because I feel like
So you can't do that now. I had the jokes.
Okay.
So explain. Go on with that.
Well, I just feel like the last
Is
couple
someone
of
saying something?
no one said anything, but I just feel like the last couple of podcasts have gotten a little raunchy with the
Oh,
jokes.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, how's this one? Why do priests perform baptisms?
I don't know why.
Because they like to wash their sex toys.
Oh my God. Oh man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so much for cleaning it up, I guess. Oh my gosh.
Why did Jimmy drop his ice cream?
I don't know why.
Because he got hit by a bus.
Jesus.
This is a good one. I don't know how it's gonna go over though. I don't know. This is kind of dark.
Okay.
You ready? Oh
Yeah.
boy, I'm nervous.
Okay.
Why is parking a car like finding a new girlfriend?
Oh man, you gotta find the right spot.
It's difficult.
Okay. All the good ones are taken, so you just stick it in the disabled spot and hope no one sees you.
Oh man. Okay. So much for cleaning it up. I can't even. I think we have to cut the podcast off at this point.
You want me to stop?
I don't know. I don't even know.
All right, here's a good one too. How do you make an idiot say how?
I had the same joke.
Oh, you did?
I swear to God. I'm reading it right now. How do you make an idiot say how? How do you make an idiot say how?
I'm not following. With
Because you're not an idiot.
that. Exactly.
See that? How do you make an idiot say how?
I give up.
Oh, nice. I see what you did there. She tried to reverse.
She did.
That was like a tried to reverse it on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't get you though.
No. I'm way too smart for that. So I'm going to tell some jokes, but
Okay.
before we get into that, I want to tell a little story about everybody's favorite athlete up here in Boston, New England area. Who's everybody's favorite athlete up here?
Larry Bird.
Oh, that's a good one.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Huh?
You know who Tom Brady is?
Yes.
He's handsome, right?
It's hockey, right?
Do you think Tom Brady's handsome? I feel like he was handsome, and then he's got had a bunch of work done,
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Exactly.
kind of turned into a little bit of like a
Ken Barbie doll.
yeah,
Just weird.
Mhm.
yeah. He doesn't look right.
A little like
Yeah.
gaunt.
Anyway, he tells a story because I don't know if you know his whole story, but he wasn't a starter at University of Michigan when he got there as a freshman, which was he was like 5th on the depth chart or something, and he was complaining a lot. And there was like a sports psychologist that he used to go to, or trainer or whatever. And the guy just said, Tom Brady was complaining, constantly complaining. I'm not getting enough reps at practice. I'm not getting enough chances to prove myself. And the guy's advice was like, well, whatever chances you get, make it perfect. So he's like, all right. So I took that mindset and I got 2 reps. And he's like, I made it seem like they were the biggest reps. Like it was the Super Bowl Sunday every time I ran out there. I had incredible energy. We ran my 2 chances and they were absolutely perfect. And then the 2 chances turned into 4 chances. And then the 4 chances turned into 10 chances. And then obviously he ends up in the starting lineup and goes on to have this incredible career. But he talks about that as being like what got him going was somebody told him, just make those 2 chances that you get absolutely perfect. And then obviously it went from there. But that's a great mindset for someone that's, sitting on the bench or doesn't feel like they're getting an opportunity. You have to take advantage of the opportunities that you get and make them noticeable. And that's how Tom Brady got his start. He's got a bunch of cool stories like that, but because he was always overlooked. I mean, what was he, a 6th round draft pick or something like that? And he walked up to, after he got drafted, he walked up to
Kraft.
Jonathan Kraft. Not Jonathan Kraft. What's the guy's name? Bob Kraft. Walked up to Bob Kraft and shook his hand and said, "This is the best decision you've ever made."
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Confident.
Oh, and he was so handsome then,
Ugh.
and now he's got so much work done. What are you doing, Tom? I don't feel like he's a New Englander anymore.
No.
No.
He's like a Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. He's got a bunch of rings though.
Not a wedding ring.
Oh shit! He's not married?
No, they're divorced.
Oh, that's right. Him and Giselle
Yeah.
Butchkin.
She's getting married though, isn't she? Bunchkin?
She married her.
Munchkins?
She's married her trainer.
Yeah.
So little Johnny's at school and he's in class, and the teacher says, "Class, can you use the word fascinate in your in a sentence?" So Susie raises her hand and says, "I went to the science museum and it was fascinating." And the teacher says, "Well, that's wonderful, Susie, but I want you to use the word fascinate, not fascinating." So another little girl raises her hand And she says, "Well, I went to the aquarium and I saw all the animal, all the fish there, and I was fascinated." And the teacher says, "Well, that's a very good job, Tammy, but I want you to use the word fascinate." So little Johnny raises his hand, and the teacher's a little suspect, right? Because we all know little Johnny, right? He's always got something to say. So he says, teach, I can use it. So reluctantly, the teacher calls on Johnny, and Johnny says, my Aunt Teresa's blouse has 10 buttons on it, but she's so fat she can only fasten 8.
I had that one here.
No, you didn't. She can only fasten 8. Let's see another joke here. How do you get a tissue to dance?
How?
Put a boogie in it. How do you get a farm girl to marry you? First, a tractor. Cute, right?
Yeah, that is
You like that because you're kind of a farm girl.
I am.
Yeah.
I love a tractor.
So I'm in the kitchen yesterday with Marlene, my wife, who does not listen, and she walks up to the fridge.
To the podcast or to you?
Either. And she knocks on the fridge door. So I look over. I said, "Why are you knocking on the fridge door?" She said, "It might be a salad dressing." Do you get it, Rupia?
I do now.
Okay, because it. Did you see the look on her face?
Did you not get it?
She
at
didn't get
first?
it.
What?
She didn't get it at first. She did not get it.
Oh,
I thought she was
okay.
like trying to be a peeping Tom.
Oh my God. She also said she feels bad for the calendar
Why?
because its days are numbered. What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo? What's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
A letter.
Nope. Well, that is true. It's actually a correct answer, but
I don't know.
one's very heavy and the other one's a little lighter. So I'm keeping it clean. I'm keeping it clean.
You
One more
sure
joke.
are.
One more joke. So this guy is at he's stocking the shelves. He works at whatever Big Y or Stop and Shop, and he's stocking the shelves. So the woman comes up to him and says, "Excuse me, sir, where's the broccoli?" And he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. The broccoli didn't come in. There's no broccoli. Sorry." And he goes about his business, keeps stocking the shelves. About 3 or 4 minutes later, the same woman comes up to him and says, "Excuse me, sir, where's the broccoli?" And he says, "Ma'am, I just told you that, the shipment didn't come in. There's no broccoli. There's no broccoli today." Goes back to stocking the shelves. The same woman comes up and says, "Sir, where's the broccoli?" So he says, "Ma'am, just indulge me for a second here. Do me a favor, spell cat like in catastrophic." So she says, C-A-T. He says, "Spell dog like in dogmatic." So the woman says, D-O-G. He says, "Spell as in broccoli." She says, "There's no fucking broccoli." He goes, "That's what I've been trying to tell you." That's a good one, right? I have a couple of wonderful stories. We'll save it till after we talk to An. So everybody, welcome An.
Hello.
You've heard her voice. So An has been working with us for, like we said, what do we say? What do we agree on? A year and 21 months?
Almost 2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
A
Almost
year and 9 months, not
Yeah.
a total of 21 months.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to start at the beginning on. So where were you born?
I actually was born in Vietnam,
Okay.
and I moved here when I was 12.
12 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you spent some time in Vietnam then. You went to grade school and stuff in Vietnam.
Yeah, so I started middle school, 6th grade, and then I moved halfway to, halfway
Halfway through
Grade,
6th grade.
yeah.
Halfway through 6th grade, you
Yeah.
moved to Boston, like the Boston area.
Boston. Yeah, I have never moved out of Quincy. I've been moving around, but like different parts of Quincy.
So at 12 years old, you moved to Quincy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who was that? Who was in Vietnam with you when you were living there?
So I was with my dad's mom and my two brothers.
So
So we all moved here afterwards.
Everybody moved.
Mm-hmm.
So your brothers are older or younger?
Older. There's actually a lot older.
Really?
Yeah, the oldest is actually 14 years older than me.
Okay.
And the second one is 13 years older.
So they're now they're 40.
40. I think 39. Actually, one is turning 40 this year and the other one turning 41.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you were almost like a little bit like an only child a little bit then.
Kind of.
Yeah.
So they're how my brother been treating me like their kids.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They be giving me life lessons like you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this.
Was there any, like that sounded very negative? Was there any like you should do this, you should do that? Was it like good advice, or were they always warning you not to do things?
Yeah. It was just mainly warning. Yeah. Yeah.
You shouldn't go work at crowd lending. Stay away from those people.
Nah.
So tell me a little bit about, and this is going to sound I'm ignorant because I don't know, but like is schooling in Vietnam the same as it is in America?
No, actually, schooling in Vietnam is a lot tougher.
Okay.
Yeah, so I remember I had to go to school during the day,
Yep.
and then I had to take extra classes after school. So after school, I go home, eat a little, and then my mom would take me to the extra tutoring classes.
Really?
Yeah,
Just to keep up?
just to keep up. Or I'm not saying like every teacher does this, but you get a better grade in school if you go to their afternoon classes.
Oh, do you have to pay for the after school?
Mhm. Of course you do.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Well, that goes on around here, but it's in sports.
Right.
It's pretty much in
Mhm.
sports.
And
Yeah.
schooling.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I knew that.
I mean, there's tutors around here,
Yeah.
but they're not the same teachers.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't be the same.
What she's saying is you would get a better grade if you then went to see the teacher
Same
that night.
teachers, yeah.
Yeah, my God.
So it's like extra help,
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you're paying for it.
but you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what did your mom do for work when in Vietnam?
Well, my mom mostly, so we had like a little cafe. We opened on the first floor of our home.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is basically her income. And then before, like when I was super little, she runs a little restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's a really good cook. by
In
the way.
Vietnam. In
Yeah,
Vietnam.
In Vietnam, yeah.
So did you work at the cafe?
No, I was like in school most of the time.
Yeah.
I only come home like around 7, 8 p.m. That's when we're closed anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you sell in that cafe?
So coffee.
Yeah.
Well, mainly drinks. So coffee, smoothies, like sodas,
Yeah.
and all that. Like just basic
Yeah.
cafe items.
And but what about like the weekends? Did you have to work during the weekends? I'm just trying to figure out if you like had to work all the time because you were at school all the time. No, some weekends
No.
you had your free time.
No, on the weekend I just go and chill at my grandma's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In Vietnam.
In Vietnam, yeah.
And then what brought you guys to America?
So my aunt actually moved here when like in the 1980s.
Okay.
After the war, I would say. And she figured it would be better for us as a whole, like the entire family would be better like financially. So she tried to sponsor all of my dad's sisters and siblings. And then one thing about, I think, sponsoring at the time, you have to be like single.
Okay.
So my dad was married at the time. So we were the last family to be moving to the United States.
So she started doing that in like the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
and you finally moved over here, what, 15 years ago, if my math is right?
Yeah,
'Cause
2010.
wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, my family was the last person to get over here. I think my aunts came here when she was like in the 1990s.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot of work that she did
Mm-hmm.
to get everybody over here.
Yep, exactly. I think total of 4 of her siblings and their family,
Wow.
and also my grandparents. She also sponsored my grandparents over as well.
Wow. So they're all here.
Yeah, everybody's
all
here.
in Quincy.
Yep.
Okay. Now, when you came over at 12 years old, did you speak English?
No, I did not know.
Not at
a
all.
word. No.
Not one word.
Nope.
So you're 12 years old, and your mom says, we're getting on a plane and we're moving to America.
Mm-hmm.
Were you upset by that?
No, it was actually really exciting because in Vietnam at the time, if you have family from the United States, it's like you're considered rich, wealthy.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like a flex back in the day. Like, oh, I'm actually moving to America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, nothing serious. I'll remember you guys.
So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
do you still have friends that are in Vietnam that you talk to, or were you like, bye, peace,
No.
Audi 5000? You can't say that?
You can, but they're not gonna know what that is.
Audi 5000? You don't say that anymore?
Keith's face.
Audi 5000.
They have no idea what you're talking
That
about.
means I'm out. I mean, that's okay. I'm sorry.
I knew exactly what you meant.
Right, I know, because you're 50.
Right.
So what do people say now when they're leaving?
Audi. No, they wouldn't even say Audi. I don't
Like,
know.
what do you say if you're leaving someone's house?
See ya.
Oh.
Tesla 200?
Yeah.
Okay, so going back, do you still talk to anybody, any like of your friends? I'm sure you still talk to family, but no friends.
No, I don't talk to them anymore. I was still keeping in touch with them through Facebook the first couple of years, but then at that time people were creating new accounts, so slowly I got disconnected with them.
Yeah.
One of the years that I went back to Vietnam, I did like hang out with one of them, but later on college happens,
Yeah.
adulting, so we're kind of like drifted apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they're probably listening because we are
Global.
global,
Global.
so connect with An. You can email her at crowdlending.com. That'd be amazing if someone actually emailed you.
Exactly.
I heard about you at the podcast.
That'd
So you come to Quincy, and everybody was already in Quincy. You're the last to come,
Mm-hmm.
and you go to Quincy schools.
Yeah, I went to Atlantic's middle school, and then I went to North Quincy High.
Okay, so you get off the plane. You don't speak a word of English.
Mm-hmm.
You speak very well English.
Thank you.
Wow, that was good.
Thank you.
You speak very well English. I mean, that's amazing. I'm trying to tell someone it's my native tongue. That's amazing. Oh my God. You speak English very well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But that must have been an incredible transition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that even work?
I don't know, honestly. I think I just spent a lot of time hanging out with my cousin who don't really speak Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So I was being forced to put in like a position where I can't be speaking Vietnamese anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they had come here much younger than you,
They were born here.
they were born here.
Yeah.
Okay. So they would. So how many languages do you speak?
Just two.
Just
so English
just
and
two.
Vietnamese.
I only speak one, and I don't even do that very well apparently. How many languages do you speak, Keithy?
Oh, man.
No, stop it. How many languages do you speak?
Fluently?
0. How many? Actually, 0. Now that I'm thinking it through, I know the answer. None. How about you, Rupert? Do you speak another language?
No.
Just English.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, and I actually anticipated this. I anticipated you saying maybe 3 or 4 languages because maybe it's European more than the Asian culture. Like those Europeans, they can speak like 5 or 6 different languages. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah.
They can speak French. They can speak Spanish. So you come over here, you can't speak a word of English. You get submersive right in with your cousins.
Yep.
So you had like a kind of a built-in friends at least when you came.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you had family.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice because it would have been difficult if you would just kind of imagine how difficult it must have been for your aunt when she was the first one here.
Yep. For sure.
I mean, that's very difficult.
Yeah.
So you go to middle school and then you go to Quincy or North Quincy?
North Quincy.
Okay, so are they the Red Raiders or the Presidents?
Red Raiders.
Red Raiders, yeah. We know
Ooh,
that.
Shout out.
To all the Red Raiders that are listening. Hey, I don't think you can call them Red Raiders anymore, though. I think they're the Raiders now.
Yeah, I think they changed it after I graduate.
Yeah.
Either like the year after or like the year after.
Why
Yeah.
is the word red offensive?
I think the Red Raiders was like Indians.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they got like Hanover used to be the Hanover Indians. Now they're the Hanover Hawks. I think the only holdout in that sort of political correctness wave was Braintree because they're still the Womps.
Whoops. What about Winchester, the Sachems?
Are they still the
I
Sachems?
don't know.
But a lot of them changed, and Red Raiders dropped the red.
Mm-hmm.
Hanover obviously became the Hanover Hawks instead of the Hanover Indians. So, and how did you enjoy did you like high school? Like, so by the time you get to high school, you speak English.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you take another language?
I did. So part of the extracurriculum, I had to take French. Well, I was already taking French when I was little in Vietnam already. So
The language of love. It's a
Yeah.
romance language.
Mhm.
Oui, oui.
I also took French, and
Me
I
too.
can't speak a word of it.
No,
Me
French
either.
one for 3 years.
Really.
Yeah, I couldn't get to French too.
When I was at BC, my freshman year, I signed up for French 2. You're supposed to test into it.
Mhm.
I never would have tested into it. I just signed up for it and started showing up. And so I just took it the first semester. I did not do very well. The guy said, "Why don't you take some time off from French?" Because he didn't want me in the class anymore because I was a hindrance to the people that were actually speaking French. And I forgot all about it. And then my senior year, going into my final semester, I got a call from the academic department saying, "Hey, you have to fulfill your language requirement here. You have to take a second semester of French." So spring semester of my senior year, I had to take French 2 Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m.
Goodness.
Yeah. The teacher and I had an understanding. He's like, as long as you come to class, I will give you a good grade. And I did. I was like, I'm just going to grind this out and get to class because I can't speak a word of French. And I needed that grade to graduate.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me like a B- or something. Good guy. I don't know his name, but anyway, back this podcast isn't about me, even though it really is. It's about An. So, French. Did you take it for 4 years?
Only 2. So the requirement is 2 years. I think I might have taken it for 3 years.
Yeah.
But
You put that in the rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Spanish is the language, would have been the language to take.
Yeah.
So that because there's a lot of Spanish speaking people in America now.
Exactly.
Not a lot of French speaking
Mm-hmm.
people in America. So do you play any sports at Quincy?
No, I
No
did
sports.
not.
Play any instruments?
No.
What did you do? Just go to school and then go home?
No, I did take taekwondo classes
Okay.
after school,
All right.
like a couple times a week.
Do you
Very
still do
rusty
it now?
No, I did not. I quit after I entered college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you-
Did you? What's wrong with you? Did you enjoy it?
I loved it actually.
Yeah?
It was really fun. I think the only not fun part about taekwondo is sparring because I hate getting physical.
Oh, you don't want to hit anybody.
Exactly.
Or
And
get
I don't
hit.
want I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm more concerned about
Yeah.
because I'm a little bit smaller, so even if they get hit, they only get hit in like
Right.
the stomach.
Yeah, they're not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
They were like
I
hitting
would
you.
get- I
They were
would
like
get hit
hitting
in
you
the
on the top of your head,
Exactly.
Whack-a-mole.
like a cartoon character.
Yep. Exactly. So I think throughout my 4 years doing taekwondo, I only been to like 4 sparring classes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I just go to like the basic forms and
Which is more like it's almost like fitness. You're
Yeah,
just trying to stay in
exactly.
shape and
mm-hmm.
get a little self-defense in there in case
Yep.
someone
Mhm.
attacks you,
Yeah.
which is good to have.
Yeah.
That's good to have.
Yeah.
So 4 years at Quincy High, you graduate
Mm-hmm.
and you go to college.
Yep.
Where do you go?
I went to UMass Boston.
All right, right around the corner here.
Exactly.
They're doing a lot of work over there. That school is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They've done a lot of work.
Yeah. All those work was finished after
You were there.
Yeah.
So you were there when it was
Yeah. Like I think when I was there my junior year, the dorm was open.
okay.
Yeah, that was like the biggest, like newest.
So you lived in you lived at home and commuted.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how did
Yeah.
you like UMass Boston?
I like it. It's
Yeah.
good I took business, like finance and IT. So it was like a good place if you're like a little bit like unsure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
They give you a lot of options.
Yep, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a little shout out to UMass Boston.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a lot of good stuff over there. I don't know if anybody's driven over by that campus, but they built the dorms.
Yep.
They've cleaned up a whole bunch of stuff. I was actually at the hockey rink over Christmas. They're fixing that whole building up, which is all the athletic complex. It has like a basketball court and then a hockey rink. So they're doing a lot of good stuff at UMass Boston.
Yeah,
They really are.
It's nice.
Yeah, which is good because Massachusetts should have a flagship university closer to the city
Mm-hmm.
And UMass Amherst is way out west, which is fine. UMass Amherst is a great school. Their business school is fantastic. But it doesn't have the football. Like, it doesn't have the things that some of the other state flagship schools have, whether it's, University of Georgia or Alabama. Like, I feel like we need a football program
Mm-hmm.
at UMass.
Yeah.
Boston.
I don't think Boston could handle it. Do you?
No. There's no room over there
There's no
left. There's
space.
No space.
Harbor
Yeah.
Point's right behind it.
JFK
Yeah.
library.
That's getting shut down,
Mhm.
though, isn't it?
No, they shut it down for like a day, and then they flipped out on Trump. And
So good.
I know. I like JFK though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I like JFK. I like his story. So now you graduate college.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So hold on. Back up. Was there anybody at Quincy High, any teachers or anything like that had an influence on your life, or was it just family?
Family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like because the classes that I was in, we have like a little bit over like 300 students.
Yeah.
So I feel like the connection, or at least I don't connect with the teachers as well.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate a lot of them.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to teach big classes like that, I'm sure, and
Mhm.
connect with everybody. But you had a good group of friends.
Yeah.
Do you still have them?
Yep. We are still hanging out.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Are they all from Quincy?
Yes. So everybody is still living in Quincy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you like still going to the same places you went in high school? Like
No.
still doing the same stuff?
No. Definitely
You guys
not.
are so cute. You do the cutest stuff.
Like what? Give me an example.
They do like classes. They went to the beach and they had like a beach picnic.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I saw it on the Insta.
Yeah.
Oh, you're following them on the gram.
Yeah. And they
Mhm.
always do the cutest stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is it like 3 or 4 girlfriends? What's the makeup of that group?
So the closest are the four girlfriends, and
Yeah.
we usually just go out, do like pottery painting, like very wholesome activities.
Oh,
eating out.
that's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Did they go to? Did they go to college? Where did they go? What's their?
So majority of them went to MCP HS
Yep.
as for nursing and medical degrees.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do that?
No, that was my last option. Even though my whole entire family wanted me to get into medical field, I'm like, I cannot.
Yeah, you don't want no blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I cannot watch thriller movies.
No.
No.
Same.
Yeah, I don't even like to cut meats. Like,
Really?
When I cook, it just gross.
Oh well, you definitely couldn't go in the medical field.
Yep, definitely not.
So you graduated from UMass Boston.
Mm-hmm.
4 years.
4 and 1 semester. So
Okay.
4.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Keithy, how long did it take you to get through college?
9,
No, it didn't. A lot of
12 maybe.
a lot of people go to school for 9 years. You know what they call them? Doctors.
Mm.
Dr. Keith.
Let me know how you're feeling. And then what do you do after college?
So after college, I worked for a mortgage broker
Okay.
as a loan processor.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was there for about 3 years, mainly focusing on conventional loans and FHA.
Yep.
And then after that, I'm here.
Oh, so that was your one job prior to this, and now you're here.
Yep.
So you've had 2 jobs since you graduated college.
Well, I did work part time
Yeah.
as a server
Yeah.
for a restaurant.
But in your professional
yeah, exactly.
field.
I have one job.
one job,
Yeah.
how would you compare the conventional world to what we do here at Crowd Lending, which for those that don't know is hard money lending? We are like a bank. We provide first mortgages. So
Mhm.
on the conventional side, you were probably processing people that are buying their homes for their family or something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah, like mainly residential home
Yeah.
for, I think, 4 family max.
Yeah.
And the guidelines are a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we mainly look, how for hard money, we're all focusing on the property itself.
Yeah.
For conventional and FHA, not only the properties have to be in good shape, have to be safe, but we also need to focus on the borrower
Yeah.
and their ability to pay,
Yeah.
make mortgage payment,
Yeah.
and whether they have good credit.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
credit. They have income coming in. It's
Exactly.
established income.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. So
Yep.
it's more of a two-headed underwrite.
Mm-hmm.
In that you're underwriting the borrower, you're also underwriting the property itself and
Yep.
the value and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So that's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better?
hard money for sure.
Hard money, yeah.
Yeah. I could be just direct to them, like, oh, you need this,
Yeah.
you need that. Meanwhile, with conventional, like, yeah, I still have to find a way to help them
Yeah.
buy a home. But there's a lot of cases where you just can't.
Yeah.
Because like, oh, your credit's 500.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I can't help with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so now, where do you live now?
I still live in Quincy
With who?
with my boyfriend.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been dating?
Almost 8 years.
Oh wow, wedding bells.
Mm.
8 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
So did you go to high school with him? Are you guys high school sweethearts?
No, we were not. So we actually met at a part-time job.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was like 17, but we didn't started dating until I was 19.
Okay.
Yeah, when we like meet again and the sparks.
So you met at a part-time job
Mm-hmm.
and then went your separate ways
Yeah.
and then saw each other again 2 years later
Yep.
and then the sparks flew.
Yeah.
And now here we are 8 years later. How long have you been living with him?
I say 3 to 4 years.
Okay, so a
Mhm.
while.
Yeah, been quite some time.
Okay. And how many cats do you have at the house?
I have 3.
3 cats. How does he
Mhm.
feel about the cats?
He loves it.
He does?
He's actually the one who adopted the last 2 cats for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And yesterday he just bought them backpacks.
Oh my goodness.
So we could carry them outside.
Oh, wait. So, yeah.
Human backpacks.
So
Yeah,
you
so-
wear so you can wear the cat. No,
Okay.
I had a completely different
Me
picture
too.
in my head.
I had the cat wearing a backpack.
I totally had the cat wearing a backpack. I'm like, what is the cat carrying?
They're treats.
Yeah, I guess so. But like,
Toys.
how's he gonna get to the thing? Like, how are you gonna get? The poor cat wants the treats. Whatever.
Now these you have like clothes and outfits for these cats also,
Yeah, it's a
right?
whole situation. It's a whole cat
I
situation.
do. I have
So
hats for them.
hats for the cats. Hats for the cats.
We're gonna need some pictures for the pod.
So
release.
what got you into cats? I have to ask.
I think it just happened because when I was living in Vietnam, like at a very young age, we always have pets. We
Yeah.
have dogs, cats. So when I moved over here, that was like the longest period of time of me not having a pet.
Yeah.
So I think when I was like a freshman, I was like, I'll just adopt a cat
Freshman at UMass Boston.
at UMass Boston.
But
yeah.
you were living at home.
Yeah, I was living.
So you
at
brought the cat to the house.
home. Yeah.
And your mom didn't mind.
No, my mom loves animals as well.
Okay.
Yeah, our whole family, we all love animals.
So did your mom try to start a restaurant over here or do anything like that?
No, so we would love to. Like my aunt and uncle been encouraging. However, the guidelines for the restaurant is a little bit tougher,
Yeah.
and with like English not being her first language, it's very hard. It's
Tough
very
for her to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then the cost of just starting a restaurant business is
Very.
a lot.
It's expensive and it's cost prohibitive.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 cats, boyfriend of 8 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big trip
And-
coming up, right?
Oh yeah, where you going?
We're planning to go to Japan.
Wow.
Awesome.
When?
November around then.
Yeah, once
Like
again,
Thanksgiving.
once again over
Is
here, I
it-
don't know about these things.
is it on the
People
ca-
just with the vacations around here.
Is it on the calendar?
Yeah, just up and out. I mean, that's a lot. You're gonna be gone for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Free.
almost 30.
What?
Yeah.
3-week vacation?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's incredible.
Using
So
all my
exciting.
PTO.
I've gone on a 3-week vacation one time, and it was my honeymoon. I went on a 3-week vacation.
Aw.
Yeah, it was wonderful. We went to Italy.
Oh wow.
How many
Oh.
times have you been on a 3-week
I
vacation?
don't think I ever have.
3 weeks is a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to. I'm gonna do the same thing.
What are you gonna do in Japan? Sightsee and
Sightsee, try out
Food.
different food.
yeah.
Yeah, doing like just be.
You know, you
engaged
could go
with
to
the culture.
Epcot and try the food too
Mm.
at Epcot Center in Florida. It's a lot closer.
Chinatown in Boston.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it gets kind of, you walk through and then, you go Japan, then all of a sudden you're in Switzerland. Yeah.
Sweetland?
Switzerland.
Oh.
I'm struggling today with the English language. Oh, man. Well, that sounds very exciting.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
That's-
How do you like your time here at Crowd Lending?
I love it.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah.
How did you end up here? Was it through a recruiter?
Yeah, through a recruiter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you were going through that process, did you have like some other job offers?
Like offers?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I did.
when we offered you, you had other job offers,
Yep, I did.
but you picked us.
Yes.
Why?
Because actually,
The simple answer to that is because of you, Dan. That's the answer to that question.
yes,
Like the
yes,
whole team, Dan. The whole
yes.
team.
But
I
yeah,
don't think so.
I just love the energy here.
Yeah.
Like, it's very young. And yeah, I got like an office tour and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is different, because I think even though my last job, I worked at like a mortgage broker, but it was very formal.
Yeah.
Considering like there's like a smaller office. But here I feel like everybody young, like I
Yeah.
will be vibing with
Yeah.
everyone.
Totally
yeah.
vibing.
Just
Totally
just
vibing.
flexing.
I mean, that's how I feel when I walk. I'm just like, I'm so vibing with these people.
I'm gonna vibe and flex today.
Amazing. Well, that's a nice. It's nice that we've been able to create that here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome.
I feel like I'm young at heart, and I feel like
100%.
Keith is young at heart. So even like the old people are young. I feel like,
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally ate right there.
Yeah, you did. Left no crumbs.
Yeah, 4 + 4.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
You are on the
yeah,
grid.
totally. Cap, no cap,
No cap.
no cap. Mad Riz. All right, so you got a trip to Japan coming up, and just gonna enjoy your time here at Crowd Lending.
Yep.
You think the boyfriend's gonna propose in Japan?
Yeah,
I-
let's talk about that for a minute.
I honestly don't want to think about it, just so not that I'll say no, but I just don't. I
Well,
just
you're gonna
wanna-
say
You gonna
no?
say no?
Oh my God!
Oh, breaking news.
Get out now! What's his name? What's his name?
His name is Kong.
Kong, get out! You gotta get out, buddy.
He's
She's
awesome.
We
Kong
They're
is?
so-
Yeah, we
they're
met
such a
Kong at
good
the-
pair.
yeah,
Christmas
Yeah.
party.
yeah.
Mhm.
Nice guy.
He is a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah. But-
You're gonna say yes.
No, I will say yes
Yeah.
if he proposed, but because I want to enjoy the whole entire trip. I don't want to like spend the rest of my time just
Oh, is it
he's
is,
gonna-
is it now? Is it now? Is it now?
Exactly.
He should do it on day one, Kong. Just get it done.
No,
Is he also Vietnamese?
He
Why
is
am I
Vietnamese.
struggling with the English language today? This is terrible. He's also Vietnamese?
Yep, he is Vietnamese.
Okay. All right. So I asked, because Adi was in here 2 weeks ago, and she's very much, I don't know if you listened, but she's very much into the Armenian, her Armenian heritage. Do you have to marry a Vietnamese man?
No,
No.
no,
No
we
pressure to do
not.
that.
Yeah, no pressure at all. I just, I actually dated like people who are not Vietnamese
Yeah.
before, but ever since I started dating Vietnamese guys, I find it so convenient
Yeah.
because my mom could talk to him, like he could be engaged with our family more.
Yeah, yep.
But
Which is
yeah.
important.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, if you dated someone that didn't speak Vietnamese and they came over
Exactly, I would
Yeah.
have to be translating
the
all
whole
would-
time,
I would
Yeah.
love that.
you would love to.
What, the girl I was dating didn't speak English. Wouldn't that be great?
No,
Oh,
you wouldn't be able to communicate.
Exactly.
You,
gee.
you're not listening anyway, so what's the difference? They might as well be speaking a different language.
Been told that before.
So you want to go on and have a family and children and all that stuff?
Yeah. Of
All right,
course,
okay,
yeah.
all right. Just want to make sure that he knows what he's getting into.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
he wants to have children too. I presume.
Yep.
Is he and he's the same age?
He's 1 year older.
Okay, that's the same age.
Yeah. So very
That's
much.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's he do for a living?
He is a bartender at Zuma
Okay.
in Boston.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next for him? Is he just going to do that?
No.
What's he want to do?
Well, his hobby is DJing.
Oh, I love
likes,
it.
He likes to DJ. He
Yeah.
actually DJ at a wedding gig before last
Okay.
year.
All right.
It
And
was his first ever.
that's what he wants to pursue. That music.
I don't think he would like, because like once a hobby become a job,
It's a job.
It's
Yeah.
it's stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he would want to enjoy it, like
Yeah.
enjoy his hobby.
That's
really.
nice.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good side gig
Yeah.
that he likes to do.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, I met him once. I hope after you get engaged in Japan, we'll see him again. It was wonderful to speak with you. I got to know you a little bit. That's always one of my favorite parts of the podcast, because you get to hear little tidbits, because we do have a group a team lunch here every Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very nice treat.
Yeah.
And we hear little tidbits of everybody's life, but it's nice to finally get to know your background and your history and your story. How'd you feel about it? Feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So couple things as we sort of wrap up here. There's a story out there that I think you guys should watch. And it's a guy. This guy's name is Ed Jackson, and Ed Jackson was a rugby player. And I forget the name of the show, but we'll get it for you. But essentially, his story is that he was this rugby player, a huge, massive man who was at a pool one day with like all his buddies, and he dove into the shallow end of the pool and suffered a spinal cord injury. And the name of his group that he started as a result. So they told him he's never going to walk again. Right? He's battles through that. He's he's afraid his wife is going to leave him. She's beautiful. When I say he was like a man, like he was a man's man, mountain, just super athletic. Ends up that's his whole identity. Has this injury, goes into goes into depression. Afraid his wife's going to leave him. They have a big heart to heart. She's not going anywhere. She still loves him. Anyway, they started a group called Millimeters. So he then, before they start the group, he's like, I want to climb Mount Everest. They decide that he can't climb Mount Everest because it's just too tall, but he tries to climb this other mountain with another guy that had a spinal cord injury who was a paratrooper, jumped out of a plane. The parachute didn't open. He has a spinal cord injury. These two guys are, they get back to a point where they can actually move. They don't move as well as they used to. They try to climb the mountain. One guy taps out at like, I don't know, 1,000 meters from the top, or 2,000, like pretty close to the top. The other guy, not Ed Jackson, he just is like, I can't, my body won't let me go another foot. This guy Ed Jackson gets to like, I think he makes it to the top, and he starts a foundation called Millimeters to Mountains, and it's a group that helps people with spinal cord injuries kind of like overcome their physical limitations. So it's a really cool story. The guy's name is Ed Jackson. You should look him up. He was a rugby player who started this amazing group called Millimeters to Mountains. And I just think it's a great story about perseverance and overcoming adversity and all of that stuff. So if we could get, I'll get you the name of it, Root Beer. Maybe we can put it up on the YouTube channel. And then the other story that I want to tell, and this goes to, we talk a lot about being part of a team and accepting your role on that team at that time, and what does that mean? And like this is a perfect example. Like without you on in the processing department, crowd lending can't do what crowd lending does. Like we met with an originator yesterday or 2 days ago, and one of my big selling points to get him to send us loans was our processing group, which is on in Madison, and then from there it was. Okay, well, what happens once the loan closes? Well, now it goes over to Keith and his team, and they do the draws. And like he was really, he's like no other hard money lender has this type of team behind you, so that you can just now go out and originate loans. You don't have to worry about getting an insurance binder or whatever the case may be. Like, but if you don't have people that are going to accept that role and try to excel at that role, well, then the whole thing sort of falls apart. So there was a story about. This goalie, you guys all know that I love hockey, but a big hockey program around here is Babson College, and there's a coach that's been at Babson for 30 years, 20 years. His name's Jamie Rice. He's a well-known coach and does an incredible job. But he tells a story that they just had a donation from a former player who created not a scholarship, but he bought the naming rights. He donated to the program, and they named the head coaching job, which is now what they do in college athletics. I don't know if you know this, but they're trying to find a million different ways to make money, right? So now it's like, the Dan Najarian head coaching job at the Dan Najarian Foundation head coach, Jamie Rice, or whatever. So I've now bought the naming rights to the head coach, right? That's happening all over the place. The athletic director has a name behind it. So this kid who played at Babson, who's a backup goalie, and he went into Jamie Rice's office after his sophomore year, and he said, "Hey, coach, I'm quitting. I'm never going to play. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to go try out for the golf team, actually, but I'm quitting hockey. And Jamie Rice convinced him not to quit. He didn't say you're going to play because he knew the kid was never going to play. He's a backup goalie, but he convinced him to stay and essentially take on the role of, hey, backup goalie is important. We need you at practice from an on-ice standpoint. But he got this kid to take on a role of being a leader, and they call him a glue guy, right? Someone in the locker room that keeps everybody together, keeps the atmosphere good, keeps people wanting to come to the rink. And this kid, as a sophomore who had been a stud hockey player, obviously he was at Babs in college and now is sitting on the bench, he accepted that role and thrived in that role. And it meant so much to him that he went on to have a very successful career in the energy business. And it meant so much to him. This coach meant so much to him, got him to not quit and take on that role and accept that role, that he then came back and made a big donation to the school and had the head coaching job named after Jamie Rice. So it's the Jamie Rice head coach, Jamie Rice. He's got the head coaching job named after him. But what I thought was so cool was I saw the story on Twitter, when you went back and then read the comments, like all of his teammates commented on the story about what an amazing guy and teammate that player was to them, and the role that he played in their career coming up through Babson. So, and then that guy attributes his success in life to the fact that he didn't quit, and he's not a quitter. So I just thought it was a really cool story about accepting your role, thriving in that role, understanding that every role on a team is important, and then learning later on in life how being in that role and excelling at that role helped so many other of the younger players as they came through that locker room, and the effect that kid had on those other players. Now, I'm sure him making the donation was a tribute to Jamie Rice, the head coach, who's an amazing coach, but I don't think that young man that made the donation understood the effect that he probably had on all those other kids that then he was able to learn about because the story became public. I just think it's a really cool story about, hey, just because you're not on the ice or on the field or the star of the show, you're still so important, and you can affect so many people's lives just by being in that role and doing a really good job at it. Which I thought was a cool story.
Yeah, it's a great story.
It's a great story, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So on that note, Keithy, nice to see you.
You too, Danny.
Root Bear, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
On, great job. I know you were nervous.
Thank
You did an
you.
incredible job.
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear about your story, your trip to Japan when you come back. I'm sure that I will be in total shock when you tell me you're gone for 3 weeks, because I will not remember that you're going. So true,
Yeah.
right? And if anybody needs to find me between now and when An goes to Japan, you know where you can catch me, because everybody needs a nudge. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good job, An.
Honey.